talking basketball. They're fucking dumb as shit. They don't know basketball, but they will make dumb ass jokes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pod Don't Lie with Sam and Stav. The boys are fucking back. Nice little fucking brisk Halloween, Thanksgiving week. Sammy, my boy, we're getting in there.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's awesome. What are you doing for Thanksgiving? Do you have plans?
Just family. My parents did the classic thing where they're terrified of COVID. And we all have to, everyone has to be triple boosted. Show up with a PCR test.
Hilarious.
And then for some reason they invited like 25 people, and I'm like, why would you do this?
You're
terrified.
Yeah. Keep it small. That's so funny. Yeah, that's a real authentic. That's a real authentic Jewish Thanksgiving. Is like everyone has to have the PCR tests. They're like,
I'm already just like, thank God I found a test. Because you want to find a place. You go to like urgent care, you're waiting for 2 hours for that test.
Yeah, dude, you can get a fucking.
I found an In-N-Out one now. I'm good.
I love it. A little secret. I was getting tested. I mean, I've been getting tested a lot because I'm on the road, obviously. But you can just get them. You can just do your own test. Like you can buy them at CVS.
I know, but those got recalled. Those ones at CVS that like $40 a test, and they don't. So my girlfriend takes the test. Mm-hmm. And she fucking comes up positive, and she's furious. No. She's like, "What the fuck?" And I'm just like, you don't have it." I'm just like, I don't think she has it. Honestly, yeah. I know people get it without symptoms, but I was like, I just don't think you have it. And we take another one of those tests. She goes negative, and I'm like, I feel a little better.
There we go.
Then we go to get her a test the next day, and believe me, this is not a fun 12 hours we're spending together. She's like, "Why would you do this to me?" And I'm like, "I didn't make the fucking test." And then we're at the place. She gets a test. She's negative, and it's like these are the tests my parents are telling us to take. And I'm like, this false sense of security you've created. There was a recall for these tests. They're a scam.
Yeah. Right. Listen, mine's always been negative, and I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to my story, but that's interesting, man. Yeah, I was just in Florida, so I was like, I'm honestly mostly past caring about it, got the fucking vaccine, whatever, but it's like, there's something about that Florida. I just realized, even if there was no pandemic, I wouldn't want to be around these people. I wouldn't want to be around the people that choose to live in Tampa. It's so fucking
tough.
It's brutal. It's
a weird combo of professional wrestlers, strippers, and then just like dudes that look like Fred Durst.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Everyone's on pill. Like I was doing, and the club is great. I love Side Splitters, and I had
classic
for the most part had great shows, except for the Saturday late shows used to be my favorite, but there's a couple times where they start to get too turned up. Like there was this fucking guy who was like, must have been on drugs that he just had no idea where he was. And he would keep saying shit, and I would destroy him every time, but it's like he was in his own world. Like he's getting completely roasted. The whole, 200 people are just mocking this man. He has no idea. He's like nodding off and then popping back up to say something, and I just fucking roast him again. It just didn't fucking matter. There's just people just...
What a horrible high that is, too. You're just coming out of blackouts to just be destroyed by a comedian. That's a terrible experience.
Yeah. And I think he probably had a great... I think he probably thought he was like, "I'm the foil," he said at one point. Like as if we had fucking rehearsed it. And I was like, all right. One more time, and you're getting fucking tossed out.
You're Alan Rickman in Die Hard, dude. There's no me without you.
Yeah, exactly. He thought, I've been doing stand-up for fucking 15 years, and I'm like, I just hope someone's blacked out on Quaaludes in my show, or else I'm really gonna bomb. But yeah, so I was just doing no fucking. I was like, you know what? It's about to be the holidays. I'm not giving any family member Tampa coronavirus just to be safe.
It's the worst kind.
Yeah, it's a horrible kind. But
Florida, Missouri, and Arizona, you're like, this is a special type of COVID that you're spreading.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so I'm excited. I got my my brother, a couple of my buddies. We do Korean barbecue.
I remember, dude.
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Classic. So you.
Yeah, it's great. It's the best.
That's your jam. You love
It's
the
great,
Korean.
and it's
Did you
like-
go to Honey Pig?
No, I think they're gonna come to New York. And
nice.
so we got, go to K-Town or we'll go to fucking Flushing or something. But yeah, it's nice because Greek people, there's no, this is like it's a fake American holiday. So it's like Greek
Yeah.
people don't give a fuck about Thanksgiving. So it's nice to be able to just like, I ordered dude, there's this great place in Astoria. Someday we got to fucking go. I got to take you there. It's this place, Comfortland, that just has insane, like, they were a breakfast spot, and then the pandemic happened, and they had like a bigger location that closed. So, this little like breakfast sandwich spot they had such low overhead that they were like, fuck it, we're gonna use we're gonna take all our like creativity from the diner and just like, and they have it's one of these places that has a completely rotating menu. They have like, they make like hot southern fried, like hot fried chicken. They'll make like these insane burgers with tons of fucking different like ingredients, crazy donuts, crazy like just really good shit.
What kind of donuts are we talking?
Just they had this insane salt and pepper donut that you wouldn't think would be good, but it was like something where it's like it was just the right blend that it gets on your tongue and it like short circuits your brain and you're like, that's the best thing I've ever tasted.
A good apple fritter makes me
Great
fucking
They got a
crazy.
great apple fritter.
Yeah.
So they have
glass
great
of milk. Oh.
They have great bread pudding, and so for Thanksgiving they were doing like catering for Thanksgiving. So I ordered like a fucking family size pumpkin butterscotch bread pudding for the whole thing. So we're gonna go get Korean barbecue. We're gonna come home.
Crazy.
I hope there's hoops. I haven't even thought. I don't know if do they take the
Thanksgiving?
the fucking
I don't know. The
week
NFL
off?
is really fucking up my
the NFL's
basketball
fucking
shit.
yeah. I think now that I think about it, there's never hoops because it's always the NFL. I'm pretty sure.
Do you know what? Yeah, man. I've been.
And
doing
you know what? It's
crazy
kind of nice
amounts
because at least because they work Christmas, you should give them Thanksgiving off. You know what I mean?
I guess whatever, man. I just need to get. I've been eating so much Chinese food in preparation. December is always a big Chinese food month for me. There's a spot on 39th Street between 5th and 6th called Da Tang. Dude, they got this fish and chili sauce. Their dumplings are on point. Their fucking soup is great. I get dude. They do scrambled eggs with shrimp. It sounds weird.
No, I'm in.
It's the best winter comfort food.
That sounds fucking incredible, dude.
I love it. I've been ordering it. My diarrhea has been horrible.
Yeah.
It's been unpredictable diarrhea. Where I was the seller talking to Esty the other night, and I just ran out, and then I came back. She goes, "Where were you?" I was like, "I had to get Pepto." And then she was walking with me, and I was like, and I just ran again, and I just had like diarrhea in the Village Underground. I'm like, this is hard.
My guts
Chinese
have been fucked up. I had some weird Tampa seafood. I was talking to Tim Dillon.
What are you, Tampa seafood?
Well, Tim gave me like a spot that was like awesome, right? But
The food was good?
But you needed reservations, so I missed out on the reservation. So now I have seafood on the brain, and I'm like, oh, I couldn't get it. So I'm like, oh, I'm sure somewhere. Me and the other fucking comics went. It was fucking horrific. This place was horrible. I was I was on a weird little plane coming back, and it was just like, there was it's like they had the two bathrooms next to each other, and it's like one of them is bigger and one is just like a little fucking closet, and you just have to hope you get the one that's fine. Dude, I was in a bathroom that like a fat I couldn't even sit to shit. I was squatting and I was aiming and it was bad too. It was like fucking gaseous. I'm just like like those rockets of shit coming out of my ass, and I just had to like.
It's like the end of Doctor Strangelove. You're just
yeah. I literally was like crouching three quarters with my pants completely around my ankles. I looked like a special kid going to the bathroom at the fucking in like elementary school, where he's just like peeing with his sitting around his ankles, and I'm just like I had to like slowly turn around because I had to turn around fully to wipe my ass. There was no space, and I was like,
horrible.
It would be hilarious if like the door just opened up right now, and my ass and balls are just dangling, and just in the fucking flight
every National Lampoon's movie. You're just like no,
you don't understand.
You just shit. It just goes all over her face. So somehow that's how.
Yeah. You don't understand. I had scallops in a Tampa strip mall.
See, did you really have scallops?
I had scallops.
Oh, stop! What are you doing, dude? I mean, that's like when I had rainbow trout in St. Louis, and I of course I couldn't make it on stage.
Yeah.
Dude, horrible. So funny, when I was in Tampa, there was a guy on drugs too, and he
what a shocker. What a
But like,
coincidence.
but it was like to the point that he had to leave because I felt bad for him. He was freaking out so hard,
Oh
you know?
my God,
so
that's hilarious.
I genuinely felt bad for the guy.
Yeah. No,
Same shit. I'm like roasting him and it's killing him. And you could tell he's just like in hell. And I'm like, all right.
yeah.
So I start to feel bad.
Unfortunately, I would have loved for my guy to feel like he was in hell, but he was blissfully unaware of what was of his surroundings. He literally just thought he was getting laughs. It was horrible. I'm just destroying his entire being, and he's like, "This is awesome,
Dude." I gotta tell you about my crazy day yesterday.
Oh please, hell yeah, yes. So let's get into it.
My brother texted me in the morning, he's like, you want to go to Knicks Rockets? And I was kind of like, I'm pretty tired.
Yeah.
And then I have a couple coffees and I said, fuck it, let's ride.
Let's do it.
And it's a 5 p.m. game. I got to do like a private event gig in Jersey afterwards.
Okay.
So Dina
it's tight, but
picks
you
me
got
up
it.
at the Garden. Yeah, she grabs me at the Garden. Perfect. And then so we get there and I'm at the Garden with my brother. Dude, this asshole is fucking with us the whole game. He's fucking with everyone in the section.
Right.
We're in the worst section imaginable. It's just fucking assholes. There's like this guy I hate. There's another guy who's like yelling to the point where it's like we get it. Like you don't have to yell every play. He's doing like sound effects. He's like fucking Michael Winslow from Police Academy,
brutal.
but like instead of like whatever noises, he's like Obi, like right in our ear. My brother and I we're veterans of the New York basketball scene. We can take annoying. This is like as bad as I've ever been. Yeah. Everyone hates this dude.
Yeah.
The other guy is even worse. He's like in a blackout. He's just like
a 5 p.m. Saturday game. He's been drinking since noon, probably.
It felt like all the Long Island trash just got, guttered in, and it was like the worst of the worst. And these dudes like in our face, like yelling. And I'm like, we're fucking on your side. We're all Knicks fans
we're all
here.
Knicks fans, bro.
And then I'm like, do you see a fucking Jalen Green jersey on here? No, my brother's rocking a Ewing jersey from the 90s, which I love.
Yeah.
So we're there. The dude spills beer on my fucking brother, like an aggressive spill on his jeans, and
like what was he? Was he sloshing or what did he do? He was just
just dumped it on. We didn't see the spill because he's behind us, but he dumps it on, and we're like, my brother's like, what fucking pissed? I can see he's heated because these dudes are already annoying.
Of course.
Then on top of that, dude,
someone spills a quarter of a beer on your fucking lap, you're gonna be pissed off.
You're pissed off. Then he flicks me in the back of the head, and I saw it in the corner of my eye, and he points like someone else did it, and I go, "You're a fucking bitch." And that's when my brother got in his fucking face too.
He touched you. This
yeah.
My fucking.
So my brother's in his fucking grill, like you're fucking garbage, like you're fucking like have some fucking like class.
Yeah.
And the other people were just like, I guess he was fucking with the other guy who was annoying next to him.
Oh wow.
And he was pinching the other guy the whole game.
Pinching him.
And the guy's like, "Hey man, we're all Knicks fans."
Men. How old are these guys?
I mean, I don't know. I posted the video on Insta stories.
Yeah, that's right.
Got a lot of engagement, brother. A lot of people
that guy
responding.
looked like he was a 30-year-old man at least.
And he's once we got that fired up, like we're not fucking big dudes, but we got fucking feisty. Yeah,
you're ready
and
to fucking roll.
And I'm like, I got a herniated fucking disc in this neck, and I'm like anticipating blows, and I'm like, I got enough adrenaline. I'm fucking ready
up.
to,
dude.
I'm ready
honestly,
to dance.
it's probably literally good I wasn't there. I would have sprayed diarrhea all over that guy's fucking face. You want to step outside, brother? And I just fucking let it loose. Let the Tampa shrimp boil loose all over his face.
Dude, well, I think once we got that fired up, people in our section, first off, there's a guy in our section that goes, "The basketball podcast," and I was like, "Yeah, dude." So they're getting fired up. They're getting fired up. I'm also just visualizing in my head if I get into a fucking fist fight and I get dragged out of the Garden, like there's gonna be some sad headline. Former talk show host on the MSG network has fallen so far. And dude,
dragged out of the 200 section that he paid for himself after getting his ass beaten by some piece of shit from Long Island in a blackout.
But I could see this dude didn't have the fire that we had, and I was kind of like,
we want. I
was kind of like, you want to do this?
You got
You're
the
losing.
kids fire.
I was fucking fired up. The Knicks were playing one of the worst games I've ever seen.
It was a horrible game.
It was the worst game I've ever been to and like, thank God for Obi not getting really injured. But like, shit's bad when like finally, dude, Alec Burks over the last few games has given us some signs of life. He's looking great. If he can keep it up, but RJ's looking terrible, man.
Really tough stretch.
Like,
it's been
brutal.
like 6 games now where he's looked horrible.
Kemba's not giving you much. Fournier's coming back a little bit, thank God. But dude, Julius too. It's like it's weird that he had like basically a triple double, but his offense just looks shitty, man. He gives you 9 dimes.
He looks hesitant, and it's like, especially against the Rockets, it's like, and I didn't see the whole game. I was just like fucking. I think that was the day I had the seafood, and I was literally trying to nap it off. It was one of those instantly I ate it, and I was like, this is the worst idea I've ever fucking had in my life.
I've been there, dude. I'm a very trusting. I roll the dice on shit.
I should have just gotten like and you know what? Because I was like the other 2 days I had Panera Bread back to back because it was the best restaurant within like a 40-minute walk of the hotel, and so I was like I can't have the Southwestern chicken salad
again
3 days in a fucking row. So I was just like fuck, and I like the openers were cool, so I was like fuck it, I'll hang out with those dudes, but yeah, I just should have gone to like just a fucking, I don't know, brunch or something. Like just gotten eggs. But anyway.
By the way, as I'm scolding you for doing this, I realized on Monday I ate the MSG sushi, the garden sushi. I got like 3 different platters of the sushi. Because I'm there with Taylor, and she's like, I don't want fried food. And I'm just like, all right, let me figure it out. So I was like, all right, sushi. And she's like, are you sure this is a good idea? And I'm like, sure. And I'm eating it. But in my head, I'm giving her like all the cooked, like the eel and stuff. And I'm like, if anyone's going to get sick, it should be me for doing
What
this.
a gentleman. It's like, baby, I'm gonna take this bullet for us, babe. I'm the one whose ass will be leaking for the next 24 hours.
I'm like, baby, this is all for you. Cut to a week later. Cut to a day later. I'm on the toilet. Help!
Help me. Get me Pepto-Bismol if you love me.
So, dude, these guys keep fucking with us, like to the point. So finally, as I said, we snap. My brother grabs a security guy, like, get this piece of shit out of here. Yeah. And I was like, it's fun to see my brother, who's like a fucking, very chill guy. To piss him off, you're garbage. We've been going to games since we were little kids.
Right.
We've seen the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
He's a fucking lawyer. Like, he's not the type of dude to just lose his shit.
Of course.
And, everyone in the section's like, get this guy out of here. My brother's missing some key comeback points, but finally, they come over there and I'm like, get this piece of shit out. And they drag me out too. And people are like, why are you getting him? So I think people were scared, like, am I going to get in trouble too? Because I'm videoing him, provoking him. I'm calling him a bitch. I'm like, I'm fucking with the guy. I'm like, you're trash. I'm provoking him. And by the way, it was. Oh, dude, I was fired up, dude.
Honestly, I would have made that situation much. It's good that your brother was there and not me, because I would have just.
He was in his face too, though. Like, he wasn't backing down for shit. I mean, I was like, shit. I mean, he's escalating this more than I was a little bit. And I was like, I guess I can't. He's my brother. I remember at one point I got in his face and I go, "You ruined sibling bonding. You ruined a night out. You ruined a rare night out for me and my brother." And then, as they're taking me out, they go, "No, you're fine. Just we might move you to different seats." And I'm like, "What is this? Witness protection? I'm not fucking moving. These are my seats, brother." People. The best part, as I'm getting pulled out, there's a group of 8 in our section that's playing my Instagram story. They follow me on Instagram, so they're all cheering me on. They're like, yeah. And then as it's happening, a chant of "Free Sam" starts. So I got it on video. Dude. They're chanting "Free Sam," and my brother's laughing his ass off. And we go back, and everyone's like, fine. Once we go back, thank God Alec Burks torched them for us.
You exercise those demons. Once that guy gets fucking gone, then the Knicks come back. But oof, I remember that's fucking insane, dude. What about the other guy? What was the annoying guy? Did he calm down when he saw what was going on?
Yeah, I think once he saw what loose cannons me and my brother were, he really settled down. He was like, "Hey man, we're all in this together." I'm like, "Yeah, you fucking, you're next, motherfucker."
Fall in line, you fucking piece of shit. You're just big man. You feel you're unstoppable. You're like, "Give me your fucking, run your pockets, bitch. What do you got in there?"
But it was like, I was like, "Holy shit!" That
would have been awesome if you had been got in your ass. Like you're so right. That fucking former MSG talk show host.
Disgraced MSG talk show.
Yeah. Dragged out of the fucking guard. Your pants are falling down. You just see your balls. Just like his soft penis was despicable. It was pathetic. Clearly, he was so scared. His penis
I'm covered
retreated.
in diarrhea.
Yeah. You're shitting yourself.
I'm like, you want to go?
California rolls from Monday are still working their way through your system. You're like, my dick is
That
bigger
tuna,
usually.
worst tuna I've ever had in my.
It's not that small usually. It's usually bigger.
Dude, that was the worst tuna I've ever had in my life.
Of course it was, you fucking idiot.
The salmon was okay, but the tuna was yeah. Do not get the garden sushi.
Okay, you heard it here first, folks. Don't get the garden sushi. Although you should get is the Momofuku chicken sandwich. You ever get that?
No, but dude,
it's so good.
I fuck with Momofuku, man. I got Taylor Milk Bar for her birthday. I just ordered in a bunch of shit from Milk Bar. That crack pie, dude.
It's incredible.
The crack pie, the cookies, the truffle bite things. Those are fucking
dude at the 100 level.
Cake.
Because usually I sneak down to the better level, even when I'm in the 200 to get food. And the Momofuku shit is the spicy chicken sandwich. I don't remember where it is, but it's insanely good. Insanely good. That's a little tip for everyone listening. Get the Momofuku spicy fucking sandwich. But yeah, that game. Let's transition a little bit back to the basketball. That game was fucking like because I was just following along on my app.
It was the worst first quarter I have ever seen. We scored 13 points against the worst team in the NBA, and it was an ugly. I mean, it was like comically bad to the point that it was like. There was a stretch where it was like 4 straight times the other team just kept throwing it out or missing an open shot. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's looking bad, man. The Knicks, it's just like it's getting to be scary hours in terms of like, we were hoping this team could be we knew this was going to be that the East was pretty loaded, and we were hoping like, let's just be a top 6 team. Let's be out of the play-in. Let's fucking compete hard, and who knows. And it's feeling real playing right now.
No one. I don't think anyone thought. I mean, look, I wasn't super high on the Fournier signing, but after the first night, I was kind of like, I'm all in.
Yeah.
And then he's fallen off. But then when he's cooking, here's my thing. Whenever RJ shoots a really awful contested 3, I'm kind of like, we got Fournier, dude. And he's just a way better shooter. It's one of those things where like, I know RJ is like the young guy, and we got to develop him, but. Some of the shot selection is like...
Well, that's exactly it. It's like... And his three-pointer did, he shot really well, obviously, the second half of the season. But especially when you're struggling and you're a guy who's as strong like RJ, and it's like, in theory, there should be the kind of spacing and better spacing than last year. It's like, take it to the fucking hoop. You're strong. You're a slasher. You're a fucking physical guy. Get some easy buckets around there. Cut a little bit. Whatever. Do something. But I'm scared, man. I'm really and we said it. It's just like our starters are just playing bad, and it's like
RJ shooting 31 from 3. That's pretty damn bad. And his free throws. I don't know what his numbers are from there, but they can't be great.
I mean, what's his shooting percentage in general? It's got to.
His free throws 73. I was wrong.
No, but what's his shooting percentage though? What's just his field goal
39,
percentage?
dude.
That's
39.9.
brutal.
Well, Alec Burks has been terrible from the field. I mean, it's weird. Even the thing about the Knicks, even when Derrick Rose is playing like shit, I'm just so much more confident with him playing than Kemba. Alec Burks lately has looked killer. I mean, here's the thing. He's stolen Fournier's minutes because of his defense. He plays D.
Yeah, he plays hard. He plays hard.
He hit 6 threes yesterday. I mean, Alec Burks is like, when he's cooking, you're like, that's what we were hoping for. I mean, if that's how he plays, it's a great contract. But then you see,
But you can't rely on him for that. He's the guy that's got to come give you that everyone. Like that's got to be a bonus when Alec Burks plays like that. He can't be bailing out fucking.
I will say this though, Alec Burks is shooting 44 from 3 this year. He's gotten his 3
awesome.
up. He's shooting 42 from 2, but I think in the last couple weeks he's. But really he also has. But
he's feast or famine in general. I feel like that 42 is he's had these dog shit games, but then he has really good ones too.
And he's playing D, and that's really. I think it's almost been good that he's been struggling because I think that guilt has made him up his D, and And Fournier looked amazing yesterday, but like, yeah, man, you just want Randall's such a good passer that I mean, he had what, 9 assists yesterday? Looked really hesitant with his shot, but man, he gets people great looks. I mean, he got Fournier a couple great looks, got Kemba a couple great looks.
He's a great I mean, what made that offense as bad as it was when the offense did look good, it was because he was kind of like that hub, that like fucking, the point forward type of fucking thing that Tibbs used to do with Noah back in the day, that like, the Pacers used to do, the Pacers would do with Sabonis, even though, they've kind of looked like shit this year too. But I don't know, man. This week, tonight, so we're recording this Sunday, 4 p.m. before the game. So they're playing the Bulls. I'm not feeling good about that one, Sammy.
I'll say this though, the Knicks do play better against good teams and bad teams. Like for whatever, like we've lost twice at home to the Orlando Magic,
Yeah, but that's not. I don't think that's a good sign. It's like that's not. No, they don't have the talent. They don't have the talent to be doing shit like that.
But I also think we're a team that plays down to our competition. So if we're playing a bad team, I mean, look, that was a close game with the Rockets.
It was brutal. There was no. I was thinking. I was hoping like, all right, let the boys get a little blowout under their belts, let them feel better. But certainly didn't happen.
The first thing I said to my brother at the game, we'll see what happens. I do think, look, the Bulls still don't have Vucevic, which is good. Got to pound him inside, though. Mitch is just not. Here's my issue with Mitchell Robinson, man. All the talent in the world. A lot of low IQ plays out there. Like, there was one play where he just, like, fouled a guy in the backcourt in the penalty. And it was like, what are you thinking? Like, that's one of those where you're like, that's like JV players know that shit. You can't.
Yeah, no, it's tough, and he has not looked good, and he's looked. Yeah, I mean,
I'm glad we didn't pay him yet, because that's another. I mean, we already got a huge contract with Fournier.
I mean, Nerlens hasn't looked that great this year either, though. Like,
problem with Nerlens is he's just both our centers are incredible shot blockers. They're both pretty weak right now. They're both like they both get bodied a little bit.
Yeah, Mitch at least shouldn't be. He looks big. You know what I mean?
He put on weight, but I mean, Nerlens, you see it like when he was going up against a guy. I know he's injured, but going up against a guy like Capella, he just kind of got bodied a little, and he will get thrown around. That being said, I mean, Nerlens is fearless. He made a couple amazing blocks last night. He is an incredible rim protector.
Yeah, he is, but I don't know, man. It's we just got to give this team a little time, but I'm starting to get I'm getting spooked a little bit here, and especially
it's really all about RJ, Fournier, and Randall, who have been just kind of bad.
Yeah,
I mean, no, that's what I'm saying. It's our starting five is terrible.
In theory.
Yeah, our bench has been incredible. I mean, Quickly, Obi, and Rose have been just fucking electric. I mean, Obi gets hurt yesterday. Stays in on a hobbled leg, and it was like one of those things that you could tell inspired the team for a minute. But because it was like, Obi does that shit, and we all thought like he might be out for like a few. Hopefully this isn't serious. Stays in the game. I mean, you gotta love Obi's heart.
I love Obi. Yeah, I've definitely. It's like I was always. Once we've left the idea of the past draft behind, and you just see Obi for what he is. Love him. Love the heart he plays with. He tries to do the best he can, and
he's an energizer.
He's an electrifying player because he's just and especially more so in person. But
he's benefited from the crowd more than maybe any player in the league
for sure. And somebody who hasn't, Julius Randle. Julius liked playing in empty gyms. That seems pretty fucking clear to me right now. I hate to admit it, but that's what it feels like.
I think he just needs to get some of that swag back. Like this is a very different offense than he played with last year. I mean, my fear, look, this is an obvious thing I'm going to say, but Fournier and Kemba were the starting backcourt for the Celtics, right? The Celtics were not good with them. I worry that Fournier, I mean, you can blame COVID. Fournier really needs. Yeah, Fournier's
he's only put up numbers in a horrible system on a team that didn't matter. So not encouraging, but
that being said, I do think he's got the skills. I do like you watch him. He's crafty with the ball. He's not just a shooter. He can create off the dribble a little. His wingspan worries me. He looks small out there, even though he's 6'4", 6'5".
We just got to give it some. I don't want to. I'm not. Here's the thing. I'm not trying to speak any negativity into existence, Sam. So I'm just gonna give the boys some time. But I'm getting nervous, brother. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I was so nervous. I mean, I was willing to put my life on the line to defend the Garden's honor.
Tonight, the spread, the Knicks plus 5.5, or the money line is Knicks plus 180. Would you take the Knicks with 5.5?
It's tough because, I mean, we got him last game. They don't have Vucevic, but, you know, we're on a back-to-back. And I have to say, I don't think anyone anticipated DeRozan being the leading scorer on the Bulls. Totally not. And he looks unguardable right now. I mean, he's doing shit. He had a move on the Lakers, I think it was on AD, where it was like an up and under, like George Gervin finger roll. And I was like, I feel like DeRozan I think he's gotten better.
This is his fucking revenge season, dude. Like, this is crazy. It's like, how do you think it feels to fucking watch your best friend win get traded? Your best friend wins a championship. You know what I mean? Like, fucking. And he's just
a little underappreciated, I think.
Yeah, imagine if like The Ringer was like, or ESPN was like, Sam, we're trading you for Zach Lowe. And Stav and Zach Lowe now have they're the number one NBA. And you just have to watch me. I'm on TV. I'm on The Jump. I'm like, Kendrick Perkins, your fucking nuts are real fucking tiny right now, Chief. And you're doing a fucking, you're doing pod.
I like that's a soundbite you came up for yourself in like a best case scenario.
Yeah, because that's what they want. They want my flair. They're like, we need to get
Kenny Powers season 4.
I'm Kenny Powers. You got tiny little balls, Kendrick Burke. Yeah, I'm just cutting in. Dude, imagine how it would feel. And then you would have to come back and become the most powerful sports podcaster of all time to get revenge. If I'm DeMar DeRozan, I had to watch that shit. That fucking hurts my. And then you're at the Spurs and you're just kind of languishing, and people are even like, they're like, yeah, he's okay, but maybe he's become a second unit player now. It's like that's what everyone's saying. And then to go good for him, dude.
The Lakers could have had DeMar DeRozan, which is one of the craziest things.
Yeah, DeMar DeRozan playing like this would have been like if they had made that trade, I would have probably been like, I mean, it would have had to have been a sign and trade, but I probably would have been like, this seems stupid at the time. But I mean, it would have been better than Russ if the choices were that. I mean, you know what I was thinking, dude? And by the way, did you see that? So the Lakers are looking like shit. LeBron came back. They lose to the Celtics, even with LeBron.
Yeah.
By
a lot,
and not by a lot, even though they were winning at first, and it was like, so they give it up, and there was that fucking the fucking Chiron that they ran with they had Dennis, because Schroeder went off on them, and they had Dennis Schroeder, he was getting interviewed, and then the fucking text next to his name said, you're paying Russ $44 million, LOL. That was the official Celtics broadcast, and that's fucking. Petty. And you know what? The Lakers. There's so many ways the Lakers fucked up. DeRozan is the newest one that we didn't even know about.
But I think not paying Schroeder was not one of them.
Dude,
I think
they would be in better shape right now if Schroeder had asked for 84, if he had agreed to 84 million, than they are right now with Russ. And they would have been in better shape.
But don't you think 84 million for Schroeder is still a gross overpay?
Dude, I would rather have Schroeder right now with.
No, you would. Well, then Russ, sure.
Then Russ.
Okay.
Then Russ.
Yeah, because Russ has the worst.
$20 million less.
Russ and John Wall have the two worst contracts in the NBA, probably.
And you look at what these fucking. It's like. They single.
That being said, I think John Wall, they're a better team with John Wall than Russ right now.
You might fucking be right. I don't even know. We haven't seen him play. To be fair, we haven't seen John play.
He looked pretty good last year, I thought.
He looked, but didn't he get hurt? Didn't they shut him down because he got hurt?
No, I think they want him.
They just shut him down to shut him down.
I think he's there. I think he's. Yeah. They just are like we.
I know they did that this season, but I guess I didn't remember.
I think they want to tank. I think they're a better team. Yeah. If Wall is playing. Although, man, every time Daniel Tice shot the ball yesterday, I was like, "Thank the heavens, keep shooting, Tice."
Well, that's the other thing that I don't understand is like why Tice. I mean, we've been through this already. I think. We discussed this where it's like I don't get why Daniel Tice can play, but John Wall. It's like. Anyway, whatever.
And
that's
Eric
neither
Gordon.
here nor there. And Eric Gordon. Well, Eric Gordon, they got to. I think they're trying to trade, because if Eric Gordon's good, it's like But Anyway, yeah, DeRozan thought he was going to the fucking Lakers. They thought they had the heel trade. Either one of those would have been fucking better. We've discussed that over and over again. But even fucking having
Buddy
Schroeder
Hield's another
would have been
bad
better.
contract. I mean, I saw Bill Simmons post today all the bad moves the Kings have made. Obviously, Bagley is at the top of the list, but I think the Buddy Hield contract is an incredible overpay. They've made so many mistakes. Halliburton might be the only good move they have made.
Yeah, and that was a bizarre one. That it's like all the stars aligned for them to not make a fucking stupid move there. But yeah, man, the Lakers are looking.
Luke Walton is toast.
Luke Walton got shit canned after somebody threw up. A Kings fan, did you see that? Some Kings fan threw up against the Jazz. They had to stop the game for like fucking 10 minutes and clean fucking vomit off the floor. So salute to him. But yeah, Luke Walton's gone. But you know what? I think the Kings have don't they have Alvin Gentry? I feel like I've seen him on the broadcast. I think he's the lead assistant.
Honestly, I'm not sure.
So that I don't think they've announced the
Yeah, he is on the Kings, I believe.
Yeah, that guy. I like that guy. He's a competent coach.
Absolutely competent interim coach for sure.
Yeah. He's got mischievous eyes, Alvin Gentry.
Yeah.
It feels like he's up to something. Yeah, for sure. He feels like an old guy that gets pussy still.
You think so?
I think so. There's something about
him. He's pretty old.
Like,
he's 67.
Yeah, but he's a fucking there's something about this guy where I'm like, yeah, he's got pussy getting in his jeans. I can tell, dude. And it's let's see what Alvin Gentry looked like young. Let's see if Alvin Gentry makes the. Oh, you know what? I think he's a hotter old man than he was a youth, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, he's one of those sexy old guys. So shout out to Alvin Gentry. I'm gonna put him on my all suckable senior, my all suckable coaches and front office. What should I call that? Emeritus. My all suckable emeritus team.
Yeah, he's a cute guy.
He's a cute guy for sure.
I think he's a good-looking younger guy. What are you talking about?
I guess I'm looking at one bad picture here where he just kind of looks kind of weird in his ASU picture. But I think he's aging great, and hopefully Sacramento.
And I bet I could see him swirling like a Cabernet on a date.
Exactly.
And he looks in your eye the right way, and you're like, "God, fuck Alvin Gentry."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. So hopefully Sacramento, you get a fuckable older coach there in Alvin Gentry. That'll be that's what we're hoping for. Although, do you hear that? Did we talk about it on the podcast where he came across David Griffin in like a. And they had to be like separated because he was like, "Oh, I guess Stan didn't have the answers to the test either," because Griffin had that quote where he was like, "I'm giving Alvin all the answers to the test, and he keeps failing." And then Alvin Gentry saw him and he was like, "Fuck you, bitch! You had to." He didn't say "fuck you, bitch," but he was like. But they said they had a heated altercation, and he literally said, I guess you didn't give Stan the answers to the test either, or he needed the test because." Stan Van Gundy basically had the exact same.
I mean, that team made very little sense.
Dude, Griffin fucking sucks dick. The Lakers GM might be the only fucking have done the worst moves.
Well, he got lucky with AD for that ring, but yeah, for sure. I mean, he's made
Griffin has made this. This is a mess, especially when you think about they could have just kept.
They won the lotto with Zion. They lost Lonzo Ball for nothing.
Yeah, the Lonzo thing is completely unacceptable.
And then you've thrown Brandon Ingram. It's like, are Brandon Ingram? Is he even playing? What's going on with him?
He's in and out of the lineup. I think he was hurt. But yeah, everyone's talking about how Zion. Everyone's talking about how Zion wants to get out, but it's like, don't you think if you're Brandon Ingram, you want to leave too? I don't get it.
I would.
Why would he fucking stay there? But
I'd take Brandon Ingram. I think he's got game. He's 24.
He's really good. He's really fucking good.
Huge wingspan. He's kind of like, poor man's Durant, which is still pretty darn rich.
Absolutely. Yeah, and he was going off at a couple points I think 2 seasons ago.
He was an all-star. I mean, let's not forget.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think he's a nice piece on the team. My issue is that the word on the street was that Lonzo, Zion, and Ingram kind of all thought they were the guy. And that's why it didn't work.
Interesting.
That being said, I mean, can you really blame Lonzo? Because it looks like they're winning now, and Lonzo's with 2 other dudes. Maybe DeRozan's a little more humble. Maybe LaVine, he's coming into his world.
LaVine doesn't feel humble to me. He doesn't. I think if you're Lonzo, you know what? That's probably just one too many guys because I think Lonzo and Zion were perfect for each other, and I think they really fucked up.
Yeah, but I think Lonzo is kind of perfect for Zach LaVine too, and he's maybe Vucevic seems like a guy who's put up numbers on bad teams for years.
Yeah,
maybe he's ready to.
Vuce is kind of interesting because it seems like they don't even fucking really need him, and that they would have been better served with a better defender that maybe even just rolls to the basket. But we'll see what happens in Chicago.
Well, he's not putting up great numbers so far.
He's played like shit, and he's still out for COVID.
Yeah, that guy's a rebound machine, though. He gets you. He eats up rebounds for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he was playing in Orlando. A lot of missed shots, a lot of opportunity to get fucking rebounds, probably. But
for sure.
I do want to say, I want to take some time to do a quick little fucking MVP check, Giannis Antetokounmpo check, because after they got drubbed by the fucking little dick ass, by the little nutted assassin team, the Hawks, a few games ago. He's been on a tear the last 3 games. And sure, have they played? First of all,
the Lakers?
The Lakers game, we recorded right the night of that Lakers game, which was also...
And I'm glad we did, because the Knicks lost to the Magic.
It was also the Magic.
Night.
Yeah, the night the Knicks lost. So we fucked up in that sense. But Giannis rubbed his balls all over Anthony Davis's unibrow in that game. He had 47 and 9 with 3 assists, a steal, and a block, getting whatever the fuck he wanted. These fucking pieces of shit posted this video, and even I don't remember who was it. I don't remember who was calling the game. I forget his name. Mark, what the fuck is that guy's name? That black dude, big smile. I forget his name, but he's a good play-by-play guy. But he said that Anthony Davis dunked on Giannis, when in reality, Anthony Davis had a breakaway, and Giannis courageously made a play on the fucking ball. He did not get dunked on. He got dunked. There was a dunk happening in front of him while he made an attempt. And anyway, Anthony Davis sucked cock in that game. The true fucking king of that position, that's undisputed. I remember 3 years ago, Rich Paul said, "Oh, if my client," when he was talking about when Toronto beat the Bucks with Kawhi, he was saying some shit like, yeah, I mean, if Anthony Davis was on the Bucks, they win that series. And it's like, suck my fucking dick, Rich Paul.
Well, yeah, there was a period where it was like kind of debatable, and I don't really think it is anymore.
It's not even close.
Hey, man, I call it like I see it. There's no bias coming out of me, ever. I always keep it fair.
That's right.
And I will say, yeah, it's not even, I think the only guy you take over Giannis right now, even in the conversation, is probably Durant.
Yeah, sure. And playoffs is a different story, sure.
For sure. But I will say,
it's a conversation for sure.
Right now for MVP, Steph is my number one.
Steph's got the early lead, but as we can see, and you know what, he's got the narrative too, like the comeback MVP. Everyone loves that shit. And the fucking Warriors. Oh, you had to mention you had to put me in a bad mood in the middle of my Giannis check-in.
I am with you on Giannis taking over AD, I don't even think that, because all right, how about you do this? What if you put AD on the Bucks last year? Do they win at all?
No, absolutely not.
Well, that's my fucking point.
If his knee did what Giannis's knee did, Anthony Davis would never play. Might not walk again. Giannis is superhuman, man. Dude.
Well, the problem with AD is his injuries, because no one's gonna sit here and say like, yeah, AD is he's a phenom on defense.
Yeah,
Giannis and AD are both phenoms on defense. AD's a better shooter than Giannis. Giannis has much better footwork. He is much more dynamic in the open floor.
A more fluid athlete, yes.
He's got that Euro.
A better athlete, yeah.
Yeah, Giannis is a better athlete.
It's not even close. And Davis is more skilled, and also Giannis has the will of a champion, which Anthony Davis...
That's not a real metric.
It's a real metric, and he's got the will of a champion. Anthony Davis does not, okay? He's got a little Mickey Mouse bubble performance.
Giannis is younger as well.
Yeah, Giannis is 26, I believe.
And AD's 28.
Wow, he's got it all. He's cuter. He's got 2 sons that are beautiful. He is cuter. It's not close. It's not even close. And also, so
this is the way you think. The way you say I pick up fights that I just am trying to win. You do the same shit. No. You do the same shit. You're just putting Giannis against AD.
This is objective. It's completely objective. I'm doing the Giannis check-in, Sam. A regular segment here on Pod Don't Lie, where when Giannis is playing.
What happens if the Knicks put it together tonight and win this game? What are you gonna do?
I'll be thrilled. What do you mean? What am I gonna do? I'll be watching the game, I'll tell you that much. I think I'm going to have a nice little Chipotle burrito bowl, rooting for the Knicks to put it together.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Of course. You know where
Thank
my
you.
You do understand. I mean, Giannis is my number one, but my loyalties are with the Knicks otherwise. You know that.
Thank you, brother.
Although I will say we did have a little bit of a discussion preseason about this being the battle for steak rubber match. And
You're
just
saying
something
this could wipe the slate clean?
just something to think about. Well, we're kind of tied right now, so
Are we?
this would be the guy who gets this one sort of would fucking kind of come out on top, and it's not looking too good for. I don't remember what side of that did you have. What side of that did I have? It escapes me right now, but I'm sure we can figure it out.
Look, it was just such a blowout last year that it's hard to tell. But look, I will say this. Also, Randall made second team All NBA. So it's kind of like a rubber. It's kind of like a. If you win, this is a slate cleaner. If I win, it's kind of like I'm a hero. But I do think. Look, this is a big game tonight in the battle for steak. The Bulls are 11-5. The Knicks are 9-7. I would classify this as I classified the Knicks Rockets as a must-win game for the Knicks.
Must-win. We're on 6. What are we on 5 or 6 in a row? Must-win games.
When you start slow, it's a must-win city, brother. So
we live in must-win city, brother. Okay, let me just finish the Giannis check-in because not only did he fuck the Lakers in the ass, and he fucked Anthony Davis in his ass cheeks. He afterwards, and look, these aren't the best teams in the fucking league, but he played the Oklahoma City Thunder, 21-19, 4 blocks, 2 steals. He was fucking all over the place. Same thing with the Magic. He had 32-25.
Holy shit,
blocks.
the Thunder and the Magic?
3 blocks, 2 steals, quiet down, okay? What did the fucking Knicks do against the Rockets yesterday? Could you remember?
They got a fucking W.
Yeah, did anybody put up a fucking line? And there was also some stat that
Alec Burks put up a line, motherfucker.
There's also a stat that Giannis put up a stat line in so little time that we hadn't seen since the 50s. So it was if he's doing Korean War veteran shit in the fucking
he's doing some
modern
Dolph
NBA,
Shays
he's
shit,
doing some Dolph Shays shit in the NBA. That's some fucking real deal hard dickery with Middleton back. Watch out for the fucking Bucks. They're gonna fuck the fucking Nets in the ass. They're gonna fuck the Sixers in the ass.
It's
Everyone's
the worst
getting their ass
podcast ever.
fucked.
It's like that was like a bad wrestling promo.
No, it was a great wrestling promo. Watch out, brother, because the fucking Milwaukee Bucks are going to spread your ass cheeks open, spit on your butthole, and fuck you, silly pal. They're going to stuff you full of goo on their way to the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference and another championship. And that's the bottom line, because Stavi said so, motherfucker.
Let me tell you something, Stavros. The Knicks may be down, but they're not out. 9-7. We get this together. Fournier figures his spots a little better. RJ breaks his slump. D-Rose keeps doing what he does. Julius gets a little more confident in the offensive half court. We got ourselves a fucking dynamic offense, brother. It's all on the starters right now because the bench is carrying the dead weight. The starters can turn it around. The Knicks can make at least the second round this year.
Little wordy, pal. Okay? Little fucking wordy there.
5th in the Eastern Conference. We're the Bucks.
Okay, you really want to do this? You really want to talk about where they're going to end up, you fucking idiot?
They're 8th in the Eastern Conference. Okay. I'm just saying, why don't you enjoy your fucking your burrito bowl with a side of Sam's gobbledygoo?
I'll do no such thing.
Go New York, go New York, go.
I read this is something that I think can unite us here. I read the Giannis GQ article. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see he was named Athlete of the Year by GQ?
Well deserved. I look, man, I got a lot of love for Giannis. I really respect the guy.
No, he's the best. He's the best.
And that means a lot because I only fucking give that out to players who really deserve it.
Exactly. The Sam Morrill seal of respect.
Yeah, brother. he got a wordy, which is a word in the street award.
Yeah, he got a word on the street award. Dude, you guys should read. It's a really fun. It's a very interesting piece, and it talks about. I mean, you get an idea of who Giannis is. Obviously, the family man. He talks about how much this meant to him. How much it was like. How much. This first thing he did was like sit somewhere and like talk to his father who passed away, and
Aw.
just like you get a real nice insight on Giannis, and it's some real good stuff. And so I would just read it, but I just wanted to share some of the funny anecdotes, and then also leave us with a little talking point that I think you're gonna really enjoy here, Sam. But one thing I loved about
I know where you're coming, and it's that he wants another challenge, brother. So let's
let's fucking have a little romance. Don't try and stuff your prick in my dry pussy, Sam. I'm trying to warm us up a little bit with this story. I was gonna give us some foreplay with some fun anecdotes, but number one, it's hilarious. He lives in Mirza Teletovich's old house. He's
Nice.
making $250 million, and he's like, yeah, I'll just buy the house from an old fucking Yugoslavian journeyman. He has to duck under the door frames to even in his own house, and he's not moving. He's building onto it. He's adding an addition for his mom on the property, and he's building his own like full size basketball court too. Another thing I like, he talks to the sports psychologist every day, he says. So I love that he's just a neurotic king just like me. You know what I'm saying? And he also said, dude, this was interesting. This was like something I didn't even think about. He said when he first moved to America that like, because he's always been with his family, like they lived together in a 1-bedroom apartment in Athens his whole life. He said he had never felt lonely before he got drafted by the Bucks. Isn't that fucking insane? Like he had never experienced being lonely. And imagine being 19, you don't really speak the language, you're away from the people you spent your whole life with, and you don't have the skill. You've only been playing basketball 6 years, and you're playing against like LeBron James. Like imagine what the fuck that feels like. So that put something into perspective that I never even had considered. But was so fucking funny. So he gets all these like special, like custom, like the Nike, Kobe's. He gets like the Travis Scott, George. Like he just gets every special edition Nike thing. And he was like, yeah, I never wear these. I'm gonna sell them one day. Like he's just like he's still worried about making a buck.
He's still scheming, man.
He's still scheming, dude. I'm telling you, Greek and African is one of the most powerful schemer combinations I can ever you can ever come up with. Cheating and scheming and selling stuff. It's a powerful combination.
Wow.
And he was saying that he used to buy Coach when he was first in the league. He would buy Coach tickets on airplanes, and then he would go to the people in the exit rows and be like, "Hey, are you Bucks fans? You want tickets?" And try and trade seats with the people in the exit rows because he didn't want to pay for like first class tickets and shit. And he would just like get the team to like comp these people tickets. It's just like he's so funny, dude. Like this guy still has.
Well,
that,
he's
like,
not gonna have to worry about that shit anymore, though. He's just so rich.
I mean, now he's so rich, but it's like that is so. Even then, it's like he could like we know what a fucking exit row he costs. He could have done it then too, and I like that he was like he said he also was being like, yeah, I don't fucking have a stylist. He's like, if you think about your fucking outfit, you're already like taking energy away from the game. He was just completely so that was fucking cool. And then what else I want to say? Yeah, and then of course here let's read a couple quotes that I think we're all gonna really like here. And that's one challenge was to bring this is Giannis. He says one challenge was to bring a championship here, and we did. It was very hard, but we did it. Very hard, very hard. I just love challenges. What's the next challenge? The next challenge might not be here. Me and my family chose to stay in this city that we all love and has taken care of us for now. In 2 years, that might change. I'm being totally honest with you. I'm always honest. I love this city. I love this community. I want to help as much as possible. So that's a fucking, you like that. And then they also quote his agent afterwards, who says, I don't think I'm thinking about leaving the Bucks. Saratsi's told me, who's a Greek, his agent is Greek. But I think he's genuinely like, okay, I have reached the pinnacle. The next challenge is let's repeat. But what happens if you do repeat? What's the next challenge? What is that next barrier? When you think about it from a basketball perspective, by the age of 26, this kid has accomplished everything. So sometimes you're going to have to manufacture what those challenges are. And I think a really nice challenge might be bringing basketball back to the Mecca. Getting the New York Knickerbockers.
It is back, but also taking it to the next level.
Well,
basketball's back, brother. Basketball's fucking back.
It's tough. It's on life support right now. The way
Don't say that.
Look,
Don't you dare.
I'm
Don't
being
you
honest with you.
fucking dare say that.
I'm just
shit.
saying,
Life support. We're
a
a playoff.
savior-
We were a 4 seed last year, motherfucker.
Okay, a savior could come. A savior could come from the fucking
And we would love to join forces with someone
huge
who we
basketball-
think we can benefit just as much as he can help us. The New York City has an amazing community for Greeks. I mean, there's
That's
all
true.
these great Greek restaurants.
It's true.
Giannis, you want to be in America, but you want to be the best Greek food money can buy. Hey man, even fast food. Go to Mamoon's, get a little falafel.
Sure.
Get a little fucking tabbouleh, some baklava.
I mean, when we're talking about fucking and look, one important thing is that everyone's gonna have to learn what Greek food is and what Middle Eastern food is, because Mamoon is not Greek, so you've already offended.
I know, but falafel is Greek.
You know,
Falafel's
you're showing
Greek.
your ignorance. It's not.
That's-
You're showing your ignorance.
I'm saying that we're versatile and that we're all more together than you realize. And
you're showing your Greek cultural illiteracy right now,
Greek
Sam.
kitchen,
And you're not doing us any
Greek
fucking
kitchen. We've been
favors.
there. That place is classic.
It's good. But look, Giannis, if he wants a fucking real, there's no better challenge in sports right now.
I'm with you, brother.
Than to be, and look, he's a metropolitan guy, you know? He's got his little fucking adorable son, Liam Charles Adetokounmpo, okay? Let that kid grow up. Let that kid grow up in a thriving metropolis, a cultured little guy. But I'm one thing that worries me is that he doesn't feel like a big city, like a huge city guy, or at least like he would want. Yeah, you're right. But you're right. Come on, put him in the fucking suburbs.
If you put him on the Garden, man, let's fucking go.
Yeah. No, you're right. And so I'm just saying, man, that's a little something to keep our fucking eyes on here. Okay. Couple years. Let's see what's going on with the Knicks. Let's see what's going on with the fucking where he's at with the Bucks. We got a couple years to go, but there would be no finer challenge in sport than to be the man, the newly crowned, the true king of New York. You know, Julius is a little bit of a John the Baptist figure. You know, the guy before the guy. He's got to set it all up.
Don't you dare.
Don't
you dare. Julius could play with fucking, he could play well with Giannis. A great passer. He can shoot.
That's neither here nor there.
No, I think they would be a great
That's
pairing.
neither
and
here
I
nor
look forward to them coming together.
Look, I'm just saying everyone's expendable on the roster. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep an open mind, Sam.
It's not how you talk about these people that give the game everything. If something happens, it happens, but we do not speak about Knicks in that way.
Oh, fuck. I can't wait to shift it fully back into hater. That is the best. That is the best dynamic on this podcast, is just goading you always. I forgot how fun it was to just fucking talk about how just constantly be rooting for Julius. Not rooting for, but predicting Julius was going to have a fucking downfall, and to fucking stoke the deranged flame in your eye.
You wouldn't pay Julius 105, even the way he's playing right now.
He's good. No, he's good. I know. I'm fucking with you, but I
know you're fucking with me, and I'm not taking the bait because I know I'm right.
I would have. I don't know, man. Oh fuck. My fucking mic just came off.
Yeah, because you were speaking ignorance, and your mic fucking is like, I'm not going to stay up for this bullshit.
I don't want to hear this bullshit about this slander, this Julius Randle slander. Wow, my mic stand is a Knick fan, is a diehard. I don't know, man. I just like I said, I'm just keeping an eye on what's going on with the Knicks. I'm hoping they'll turn it around, and you know what? Maybe they'll turn it around too. Okay, how about this? Let's end the podcast on a prediction. What do you think? I
think the Bulls are a tough team, but I think, you know what? We need this game, and I think we're gonna find a way to scrap it out. I really do think. Look, DeRozan. Mad respect to DeMar DeRozan, because I'm a basketball fan, and I love seeing a guy. You know, that's part of what I love about the NBA, is seeing guys kind of reinvent themselves throughout their career. And I think he's done that. I think he's found something at age 32. So major respect for DeMar. I love watching him.
All right, so look, we'll do that.
I think the Knicks eke it out, and I think RJ is due a big game. RJ he's been horrible. I really hope he figures it out. I really think Fournier, after last game, I hope that gave him some confidence. I think Alec Burks has been playing great ball. I hope the shooting really continues. Quickly has looked like a man possessed. I have so much confidence watching him.
He looked awesome.
I like. It's great when your bench is playing that well, because it makes the starters expendable. So hopefully that pressure puts a little pressure on RJ and Fournier, because we didn't play RJ in the fourth quarter really yesterday, and we haven't been playing Fournier in the fourth quarter, and I hope that serves as a wake-up call because of our depth, that starters really have to start bringing it and not making the bench clean up their mess. I mean, you can see how great the plus minus is for guys like Rose and Quickly, and then you see how bad it is for our starters, and it's like, well, they got to pick up the
absolutely.
slack, dude. So I'm rooting for him to turn it around, and I love Fournier and RJ, so I'm rooting for him.
Yes. No, I so we'll take that. We'll do a fun little you'll get the fucking Knicks plus 5.5, and I'll take the Bulls, and we'll just have our little flash bets. We'll just keep a tally of throughout the season. We'll see what the fuck happens. So that'll be no pressure on it, just a fun little thing to do.
Hey.
And
Never any pressure, brother.
They might be due. And you know what I want to do that we got away from, that I keep forgetting to do because we were doing Patreon for so long over the summer, is let's get some fucking reviews back. Go fucking rate us. Go review. Get your friends fucking listening. The show is growing. We love you guys for it. We were putting these up on YouTube. If you don't know that, if you want to see our fun little setups, go to YouTube. Check us out there. And just tell a friend. It's the fucking heart of the basketball season. It's going awesome. So we're going to read some of these 5-star reviews. And as always, we will never read anything other than a 5-star review. What the fuck do we look like? Okay, here we go. This is from, who is this from? Matt Pena, 96. These guys are the best. Thank you, Matt. This podcast makes following the NBA so much more entertaining. I look forward to these episode drops more sometimes than some games during the week. Sam and Stav are hilarious and entertaining, and they make their Patreon subscription worth the money. Bing bong and listen. That's right.
Bing bong.
Bing bong, it's coming back. Don't sleep on the North. Scotty Barnes is the future, David K says. Didn't really leave a review, just kind of took that as an opportunity to...
Oh, man, I'm in the Port Authority bathroom after the game, because I'm just waiting for Dina to grab me with a gig. And there's a long line of Knicks fans. And there's this guy who's like, hey, you ready to start a bing bong chant? And I'm like, in the Port Authority can I fucking piss? He's like, come on, let's start the chant. I'm just like, we beat the Rockets barely.
Barely.
I'm not fucking...
Embarrassingly.
That being said, it's one of the better requests I've gotten in the Port Authority bathroom.
Fuck. All right. This is okay. Some assholes this is some asshole from over the fall who said fat and dumb. Thank you. It's still a 5-star review, so respect. Was cool until every episode became a preview. Let me sign up my actual money for an hour of insane rambling from yet another podcast. Then don't listen, you dumb fucking piece of shit, and just wait till the fucking regular episodes start up. How about that, idiot? Oh yeah, we're gonna work all fucking year round on a basketball podcast when nothing's going on. Yeah, so some fucking piece of shit like you, JJSK, whatever the fuck your fucking name is, you wouldn't even put your fucking name on it because you're a coward. Suck our fucking dicks. Don't listen if you don't like it. And we're back now, so please listen now if you'd like to.
Suck our dicks.
Friend. But suck our dicks, but tell us. But listen, and then this is from Keith Van Horney, who says the Knicks are trash. The Knicks are trash.
Name, though. That's a good
It's a great name. The Knicks are trash, and no one cares about or wants to hear about them. But this is a great show. 5 stars. Thank you, Keith Van Horney.
That was a real fucking turn there. I wasn't expecting it.
Huge nuts, says Tony Lamone. Love the show. Drop episodes more frequently, please. We got 2 a week on fucking Patreon, Tony Lamone. I don't know what the fuck you want from us. We also, we're across the country traveling. We're fucking...
Yeah, fuck you, dude.
We're doing... Yeah, but thank you for listening. So anyway...
Keith Van Horn was... Remember how good he was when he came into the league on the Nets? Dude. He was fucking... He was ahead of his time.
He was
like a 6'10" shooter. I mean... Nothing undid that guy's career like playing with Marbury. That guy did not want to fucking give him the rock at all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Kid was a lot better for him. So, anyway, folks, that's going to do it for us. If you want to leave a review, leave us a 5-star review. Tell your friends. We'll read it if it's funny, if it's good, and it's a 5-star. Nothing else gets read. But we appreciate you, and we will be back this week with... some kind of little fucking podcast for you over the holiday, and then we'll be back the week after.
Hey,
as
man,
always.
I'm going to be in Charlotte, Miami, and Dallas all in December, adding dates constantly. January, I got Richmond and Timonium, Maryland, samworld.com/gigs. You know I'll
Ooh,
be
the fucking Gooberino.
Sacramento and fucking Feb.
I'm going
fucking
to Sacramento
rolling.
too. Yeah,
I'm rolling, dog.
I'm coming. Yeah, I have to
Get a hotel buyout. That hotel you ain't going to like.
Okay, I'm doing buyouts everywhere, brother, from now on. I'll be in
Good
Boston
move.
too. I'll be in Boston December 9th, 10th, and 11th. And then, Irvine, LA. I'm shooting my special, and I'm doing a preview show on the,
Gonna be
on
great.
the 5th. So, anyway, guys, that's going to be fucking sick. Thank you so much for listening. We will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.